from almost every company.
So you've got a senior management position, which I always love when I get to talk to senior managers. Some people say, well, so you're away from project management. Do you see it that way?
Yes and no.
Okay.
So my business unit runs projects, a little bit of maintenance as well, but we have structured this as well as a project. Again, yes, there's this ongoing conversation. Is maintenance a project or not? Putting this aside for a moment.
That's a long one. We don't have to break that.
Yeah, but it's almost a philosophical one. But so I have all these projects under me, and I've structured these into programs and portfolios. So essentially, I run my business unit with the principles of portfolio management. So you could call me as well portfolio manager in a way. So the principles I do apply. Yeah. I have a different title, but essentially I have the bundle of.
Du hast sicher schon mal Volleyball gespielt, oder?
Langes her.
Langes her. Aber du kennst das Prinzip, man soll ja den Ball, wenn man ihn entgegennimmt, nicht gleich wieder zurück, aber man bridgt den, damit er kontrolliert und der nächste smasht. Und ich habe gerade gebridgt und du hast gesmasht. Einer der heißen Themen, wir haben sie auch vor dem... we're speaking German, we have to go back to English, sorry.
Ja.
Sorry about that. Jetzt können wir beides. Ja. So you've played volleyball, I'm sure, in the past.
Long time ago.
And the principle of volleyball is you're not just supposed to receive the ball and whack it back. That's kind of uncontrolled. The idea is that you're supposed to hit it at least 2, if not 3 times. And you set the ball and one person smashes it. And I set the ball with my question about your business unit leadership. And you smashed it because one of the things we talked before we started this podcast, we were talking about this state of PMO and what are some of the reasons why PMOs are struggling, although they shouldn't. And one of the things I talked about that I think is one of the crucial issues is there is still insufficient understanding amongst executives or a cognizant awareness among executives and senior management of the role and value of project, program, and portfolio management, and what their role is in it,
and the distinction between the 3 of them.
And I think and I think the solution. I think PMI is also a big fan of this. That it should become a criteria for board members in the future that they have project and program experience, and you have it. But it's one thing to have it and then still live it after. And you're basically saying, which I find it highly admirable. Take yourself an example on Dirk, is once you've learned something good, why not use it? Because now you're at a much higher level, but you're still a key player in the overall, what PMI likes to call OPM. Nobody understands what the hell that is. Operational project management. You said, a business unit is like its own company. We have I don't know if you call it a wallet or a portfolio, a sub-portfolio. You have your own portfolio. You have your own different styles of projects. Some of them internal, some of them external, some of them easy, some of them complex. So you use the DNA, the framework, the understanding that you've achieved in your many, many years in there. And does it make a difference?
I hope so.
Wow.
I mean, no, I would say, we are successful.
Good.
I can say that one. We're very successful over the last years. We've grown and financials are all good. So, and we are especially in stable mode. Yeah. So we are not firefighting. Yeah. Every project, every program has once in a while a situation that needs to be taken care of. But we've stabilized this and we have proper processes in place on the project, on the program, on portfolio level. And the important thing for me as well now, sitting on the portfolio level, that I understand the implication that the different projects and programs have on the portfolio level. For example, the whole thing of risk coming together on the portfolio level, how they interact with each other, or as well the proactive management of risk, that risk is not inherently bad, that as well try to weigh my portfolio saying, okay, these are stable things, very well, all good, but I need to inject as well at the right point of time with the right amount, a certain element of risk here to leverage as well down the road with a full understanding a risk is a risk, and sometimes you'll get the pay off, and sometimes you don't.
You're speaking like a true commander-in-chief of your business unit, and one of the magic processes in the PMBOK is the concept of integration, which sounds great. Nobody knows what the hell it means. We do. It basically means integration is the magical process of understanding that there's a bunch of different facets in your management portfolio that need to be managed. Risk has an impact on quality. Quality has an impact. The other thing is that I think a lot of executives and senior managers don't understand that when we talk about portfolios, people think, we're talking about project portfolios. But for me, portfolio management is what I call the holy trinity of portfolios. Executives are interested in financial portfolios, but since you're not a bank and don't give out loans, the only way to multiply your value is to invest it into project portfolios, which create product portfolios, and that's the cycle of portfolio. And that's basically what you're saying is you use these principles because they help you. They're like a dashboard that gives you an indication of where you're going. Are you going in the right direction? What decisions do I need to make? What issues? Let me ask you a question, and I'm not expecting you to give me the exact answer, but I'm sure with a couple pushes of the button you'd be. I love to tickle executives when I get to talk to them. I say, so you do portfolio management? And some of them say yes, and they go, so how many projects do you have in your portfolio? Could you tell me if you looked in your laptop?
27. I don't need to look
Okay,
at the laptop.
good. He's on top of things, right? So you know
your numbers.
Yeah. Do you go through discovery and evaluation for your projects?
We have long-term projects. So one of the nature is usually we have very long-term projects.
Okay. How long?
Our main program, for example, is not 20 years old.
Okay, so almost like pharmaceutical projects, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
But they are programs. So within these programs, there are projects.
Yeah.
So depending on what nomenclature you take, you can call some of them. Is it a project?
It's semantics, but
semantic. But essentially, it is multiple streams of work and different kinds of work that come together to deliver a value to the organization and to the client that is bigger than a single project could do. So program.
Standard question I would ask an executive. So do you select your project managers according to a criteria when assigning them to projects?
Yeah.
Do you have an internal program capability program?
We do have that.
Do you have a career path for project managers?
Yes, we do have.
See? Take yourself an example.
But that is not me. That is the overall organization.
But you carry your